Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome back to Season 4 of the Zero Disrespect Podcast. As always, I am your host, Isaac Calvert. Excuse me. It's been a while since we've done this, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Joined by my co-host, as always, Wyatt Allen Oxley.
What's up, y'all?
How you doing, Wyatt?
I'm a little under the weather, if you can't already tell.
Winter break got
I kind
to
of
you.
sound like somebody that you don't want to run into in a dark alley, but, that's not...
You kind of look like one, too. No offense. He's wearing this big USA hockey jersey and this backwards black hat. So, I dig it all. I think it's a cool look. But, late at night, if I didn't know you, I'd be like, get away from me.
Yeah.
Loser. No, I'm kidding.
Ouch.
Very patriotic.
I felt the disrespect from here. And I'm sitting across the table.
Zero intended.
Zero
Man.
intended. Zero disrespect.
Man. Yes. Good to have you back, Wyatt, as usual. Season 4 is upon us, and Season 4 brings new things. So, first episode of the season, we have a special guest joining us. You may have heard him in the past or seen him in the past. His hair is curlier than Moe's from the Three Stooges, and
Or the French fries from Arby's.
that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, John Wilkins.
Thank you so much for that introduction.
Yeah, I had to think of something
Thank
good
you both
there.
for having me. I'm excited to be on it. I think this is the first time I've been on since we previewed the UK football season before it even started.
You were on.
It's been a
So
hot
you
minute.
were on episode 1 of season 3. Then.
Yeah.
So this is a
So I'm
tradition
kind of a
now.
debut
So
person now.
season 5, we're gonna have to have you on.
I'm
you
rolling
know?
now. I started off.
Even if we're not on it,
I set the tempo.
even if Wyatt and I are not on this, it's just gonna be you.
Hello, welcome back to season 5.
I'm not Isaac, but I'm
Yeah,
not
we do.
breaking tradition. So, Wyatt, I'm gonna ask you first. How was your break?
It was a good break. It was kind of long, but I got to see a lot of family. Went down to Florida, got to visit my grandparents. I don't get to see them very much, so it was really good to hang out with them.
Yeah.
And it was good to get away from the cold weather up here.
Oh my gosh!
I think it was...
Even then, it wasn't all that cold.
Well, no, it was down there. It was around like 72, 73, so it was good.
Yeah, back home it was, I think, 65, 70. It was. It got up there one or 2 days, and then the rest of the time it was like low 50s, pretty much. But it
We
wasn't
came
as cold.
back on the same day as the bowl game. And we stepped out of the airport, and it was like 36 degrees.
Oh gosh!
I was like, oh god, hell no.
So everybody's wondering why you're wearing a freaking winter coat and jeans, getting on in Florida. It's like, you'll see. Don't worry about it. You'll see.
I was smart. The rest of my family, they wear like jeans and long sleeve. I was smart. I wear shorts, boy.
Wait.
I planned ahead. When we flew down there.
Go there.
We flew
Okay.
down there. Everybody in my family was wearing pants. I'm like, you're crazy.
That makes sense then. I can understand that then. So, John, how was your break?
It was good. At times it was a little boring. I was just at home, but I enjoyed
I know what you
family.
mean.
And but I missed you guys and my friends.
Oh yes. Yes.
It was just it was good and restful though. That was the big part. I
Yeah.
needed to step back, relax, and just get ready for the next semester. And
Yeah,
I enjoyed a lot of Packers games. We won the last
Yes,
two regular season
yes.
games. Got by.
I'm glad your team won.
And
Mine,
then we beat
mine
Seattle right
eat
before I went
shit.
back. Celebrated my brother and my dad's birthdays and the holidays, so it was just really nice.
Yes. Shout out to Casey and what's your dad's name again?
Marty.
Marty.
Come
Marty.
down
I knew
to
it's
Robbins and Bowling.
I knew
Get
it's-
you a free Kid Scott scoop.
There we
whatever
go.
flavor you'd like.
John will make you milkshake
Sponsored
too.
by
I'll make you a split reluctantly though.
Sponsored by Baskin Robbins in Bowling Green, Kentucky. No, that's awesome. I'm glad you guys had a good break. I had a great break myself.
Yep.
Caught up with a lot of family. I worked at Walmart, so I had a few good stories from there. We'll probably get into that later on. But yeah, it was just it was great to see everybody. Great to be home for the holidays. Got my Anthony Davis jersey for Christmas. It was very wonderful, so I could support them. So I'm not a bandwagon.
I did not get the jerseys. I asked for Christmas. Thanks for rubbing
You're
that
naughty.
in.
You got cold.
But
no,
Hero.
yeah.
Nope. No, Devontae Adams. No.
Nothing.
Oh well.
Nothing. Well, I mean, you're having good luck. The Heat are
Yeah.
doing great. The Packers are in the NFC Championship
One of
game,
the 4 teams left.
and we're gonna get into that a little
Well, I
bit
mean,
later
if you got
on.
in your jersey, they probably would have lost to the Seahawks.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. So jerseys are bad
Would have
luck.
jinxed us, so maybe it's a blessing.
I don't know why I keep wanting so many jerseys because they're just bad luck. So
Oh hell yeah!
I
Every
wore-
time I wear
Don't
my
wear
football
Michael
jersey,
Thomas in a playoff game.
every time I wear my football jersey to a football game this year, either something bad would happen.
yeah. Well, you wore it for Eastern
just how it
Michigan.
goes.
Terry
Eastern
got
Michigan,
hurt, right?
Terry got hurt. Florida game we lost. Tennessee game we lost. Every time I wore my hockey jersey on a football game, we won.
Yeah, for Vandy, for instance.
Vanderbilt,
that one.
Louisville,
Yeah.
Belk Bowl.
It's very good stuff.
Undefeated.
Very good
Never
stuff. I
lost.
like it. Never lost. LeVar Ball. Anyway, let's get into things real quick. You know, we've had a lot to cover. We're gonna kind of sum it up in about an hour because right now it's 2:23 p.m. Eastern time.
Eastern Standard Time.
That's right.
We don't do that weird Central stuff.
No,
Well, they do, but
yeah, me and John, we're the Centrals.
prefer
You Eastern scum. No, it's more like you Eastern scum. Stuff like that, because that's what everybody sounds like, apparently. But no, it's currently 2:23, about to be 2:24 Eastern
you sounded
Standard
exactly
Time.
like Kermit from Family Guy there.
Wait, Hermit or
Kermit.
Kermit.
Yeah.
Kermit from Family Guy or
Yeah,
Kermit from Sesame.
Well, when he
Or not Sesame Street, the Muppets. Excuse me.
Well, both really.
Yeah, it's
but
back the way you came.
that one.
Yeah.
That exactly. That is exactly what I'm talking about.
That's what people in Western Kentucky sound like. I'm kidding. It's just a bunch of yee trucks and dip. That's all. That's all. Yeah, we got Baskin Robbins and Bowling Green, but I mean that's a city as it's for us anyway. No, Bowling Green's like
Frappuccino Blast.
Bowling Green's great. I love Bowling Green. So, but let's hop into things real quick. We have a lot to cover. One of the main topic that we covered last season was Kentucky football, and I'd say last season the main topic was adversity. You know, for the podcast and for the Kentucky football team. As you know, we had two quarterbacks get injured. We had Terry against Eastern Michigan, and Sawyer was just playing hurt the entire time. You know, so you can tell, like, we had a quarterback situation. We thought our season was over. And then Lynn Bowden steps in. Eddie Gran puts him in at quarterback. A lot of people had thoughts about Eddie Gran as offensive coordinator, saying, you know, oh, the Wildcat hasn't been used since 2000, or it stopped being popular in 2010. Like, why are you still running? And what was it? We had the highest rushing yards this season in the SEC.
I think so.
And, like, I think it was 1,800 something.
I think we led the SEC in rushing, and I think in our last 3 regular season games, we had 400, 500, and another 500-yard rushing game.
Those were against
I think it was Vanderbilt, UT Martin.
UT Martin.
I think we had more rushing yards against Louisville than we did UT Martin.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
UT Martin, we had a lot. Yeah, because, like, the score ended up being in the 50s. And Louisville was only, 38?
We put up 45.
45, that's what it was. Excuse me. But yeah, we just tore it up this season on the rushing attack. And I was saying before, like when we were preparing for this podcast, I saw this thing on Twitter and it said, it said, LSU's offense, you always know they're going to throw it, but you can't stop it. Kentucky's offense, you know they're going to rush it, but you can't stop them. Like Lynn Bowden, it's hard to stop him. You know, Christian Rodriguez here in the second half of the season was just a monster. AJ Rose, he fumbled a lot during the season, but he worked on that progressively through the season. He got better.
Well,
and
Christopher Rodriguez has the same problem at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, he had, 3 in the Toledo game?
He had 2 in the Toledo game, and he didn't play again until South Carolina.
Yeah, exactly. And then
I was thinking about this the other day. Christopher Rodriguez, you know, he was in the doghouse for the better part of September.
Yeah.
I think in some of like that 4th and 1 that we had against Florida,
yeah.
If we had Rodriguez running that might have gone different.
Yeah, I think so as well.
I was thinking about that the other day.
I'll never forget. Like, I know we lost, but that was such a fun game to be there. You know, it was just up until the end. Like, if the football game was like the first quarter throughout, like that may have been the best sporting event I'd been to. You know, I don't think anything's gonna top Tennessee basketball, or Mississippi State football for me. I don't know. Women's basketball, I think they played against like Lamar or something. I don't know, some random college. But I was working it for the SEC, and I had the camera, and I was in the end zone, and it was at 11 a.m. like lunchtime. Nobody was there. You wouldn't think there'd be anybody there, right? There was like the whole like right side of me was elementary school kids. Oh and I'm not even joking. Like, this is one of the best like sporting events I've been to, just because it was so insane. When that SpongeBob SquarePants theme song came on, like that place went nuts. Like, they sang it, they said, I like it. Like, they all screamed it.
Well, even volleyball games can get pretty rowdy
Yeah,
sometimes.
it was, like, working with the SEC, like, you go to, like, a bunch of, like, hyped up games, and that was one of them. So
I don't know I don't think we had any. Wait, did we have any NCAA tournament games here for the volleyball?
Yes, we had Michigan going up against. I forgot now. I know Kentucky faced Southeastern Michigan, and then Southeast Missouri, excuse me, and then Michigan won against their team. I forget who they played though, and we played Michigan and they won. So I was the cameraman for
My
all
freshman
3
year,
games.
we got all the way to I think the Elite Eight, and we got like swept.
I think we
by
got to the Sweet
Nebraska or
16 this
something.
year.
But some of those games that even my freshman year, for those they'll fill up pretty good.
Oh yeah, no. If it's
They'll
an
get a good crowd
NCAA
for
game,
'em.
yeah, we usually always host one too, which is always really nice. Shout out to Lee Edmond, Allie Stumlin.
Shout out to
Matt
Leah
Smiley.
Edmond for she is a savage on Twitter too.
Oh yeah, she's so fun.
I remember seeing something one time where people were, you know how people will put these things out on Twitter where it's like things that you've never done or things that you'll never know what this feels like. She like subtweeted that and said losing to Louisville. I don't even know what that's like.
No, that was awesome. And like losing,
That was awesome.
And like losing at Florida, she never lost at Florida, which I thought was amazing. So
They lost here once though, I think. My freshman
I think
year,
they
we got
lost
swept
here. Yeah. But talking about volleyball after a while, probably not. But just a great season for Kentucky sports in general.
I think so.
But however, let's recap what happened over the break. We ended Thanksgiving break with the Louisville game on a high note. We ended the season on a high note.
Best way that season could end.
Yeah, I couldn't have thought of a better way. If Walker Wood would have thrown an 80-yard touchdown pass, that would have been pretty cool too. But he's transferring now, so it doesn't matter. So, but
I also think kind of on that note, I wouldn't be surprised if we see 1 or 2 more quarterbacks transfer.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt it because we already have Joey Gatewood from Auburn, excuse me, and then Bo Allen. So, and he's a stud. So, however, we got the Belk Bowl.
Yep.
And that was something beautiful, y'all. I'm telling you. I was sitting there. I was watching it with my dad, and my dad he doesn't really watch sports all that much, but he really likes watching me watch sports.
It's an animated sports.
Yeah, like if it's my team,
Pizza
like
boxes.
yeah, like if it's my team, you can laugh, John. It's
It
okay.
wasn't me.
You can laugh.
He always looks at me. I swear.
John's over here just like, what can I say? It's like, you can tell. Casey did that when he was on with, like, it was me, you, Jack, and Casey.
Yep. This was back in October.
Yes.
Okay.
And Casey, he was like literally whispering to Wyatt the entire time, like his thoughts. And I'm like, Casey, you can speak. And then he'd laugh and wouldn't speak.
Bottom line,
Put
John.
on spot, Calvert.
John, the bottom line is, if you want to laugh, you can.
Yeah. We're not going to hold you back.
Calvert.
Yeah, you're part of the Zero Disrespect family now. So
Okay.
we have been since the first
You're opening
time
this season. Don't let us down.
I never do.
No, but Belk Bowl, I was watching it with my dad.
Yep.
And my dad loves watching me watch sports. If it's the Saints, Braves, Lakers, Kentucky basketball, football, anything like that. Predators, not so much, really. I don't really watch the Predators much.
I don't pay attention to hockey that
But
much.
I'm trying to get into it. So give me a couple seasons. So we were watching the game, and we were down. It was 30-24 at that point, right?
Yep.
And we had that 8-minute long drive in the fourth quarter. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like just put us out of our misery already. Like there was like a 4th and 6. And when Lynn Bowden, he's throwing it. And I'm like, okay, like we're done. And then Josh Ali catches it. And I'm like, okay, like that rejuvenated the crowd in Charlotte, And so they just keep on going down. They keep on going down, small runs, 3rd down conversions and stuff. And then they get to the 12-yard line. Excuse me, or pardon me if I'm wrong, but it was around the 12, 13-yard line. And Lynn Bowden just throws it. And, like, the announcer says, he's gonna turn, like, it's like that female announcer. It was just super cool. I forget her name, but she did the Mississippi State game with Benny Snell. I remember that. So, but it was amazing just hearing that call and just, like, seeing the crowd go crazy and all that. It was just awesome. And then they fumbled it. Like Virginia Tech fumbles it, and then Jordan Wright picks it up versus them 37-30 is your final score. I think that was a better game. And hot take, you were at the Citrus Bowl. I thought the Belk Bowl was a lot better than the Citrus Bowl, just because of the issues we faced.
I can't say either way because I was not at the Belk Bowl.
That's true.
So as far as the environment that was there, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
As far as the adversity, I do agree. Because in the Citrus Bowl, we had a 20-point lead in the third quarter.
Yeah.
So, but back to what you were saying. Our final drive, 18 plays, 85 yards, 8 minutes and 10 seconds.
That's another thing that saved us big time was the possession time.
Yep.
Because before that, Virginia Tech controlled it a lot. It seemed like, and they were a passing team. Like they had some pretty good. Who was their quarterback? Hooker. Yeah. He was. I mean, I gotta give credit to him. He's a stud, dude. I don't think he was a senior. I think he's a sophomore.
Yeah, Hendon Hooker. Virginia Tech is what they're building right now with Justin Fuente. They're building something good.
Yeah.
And, they've historically been a blue blood in the ACC. Even when the ACC was good. The ACC's been down for the last 2-3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
But, even back when you had, Miami and Virginia Tech, and even when, Boston College would come up every couple of years or so.
Yeah, Florida State, too.
Yeah, Florida State. Virginia Tech was always in the conversation.
Yeah.
And
this was before Clemson was, great.
Well, Clemson's always been a respectable program.
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
But
yes.
it's only been in the last couple of years that they've been over the top.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But one thing I want to say about Virginia Tech, that was a good Virginia Tech team that we played. It wasn't the best Virginia Tech team I've ever seen, but it was a pretty good one. And they're going to get a lot better. And, there's kind of a controversy as to why we were even in the Belk Bowl to begin with, because we were initially supposed to go to the Tax Slayer Bowl down in Jacksonville and play Indiana.
Yeah, it was also
then Philip Fulmer and the Vols got fussy, and so
John's over here laughing.
There's another reference to fussy.
Yeah, well, I forgot about that. And that's a story for the Overtime podcast.
Yes. But as you're saying, yes.
But back to what I was saying, Philip Fulmer and the Vols got fussy, and basically we're like, oh, well, we beat Kentucky and we should get precedent over them. When they were supposed to go to the Music City Bowl in Nashville, they would have sold the whole thing out.
That was home field advantage.
They would have sold the whole thing out. They would have hammered Louisville, and they would have gotten their bowl win.
I couldn't root for anybody in that game. I'm starting to hate Tennessee more than I hate Louisville. That's saying something.
I don't really hate Tennessee. I never really have, but I don't like their coach. I can't stand Pruitt, but that's another issue. So, but back to what I was saying. We were initially supposed to play Indiana, but we got switched to the Belk Bowl to play Virginia Tech. I think we got a better bowl opponent, and I think that, when we look at this season 4 or 5 years down the road, Virginia Tech will look like a better win than Indiana.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I don't think it's even close.
Definitely.
Because we didn't have anything to gain from playing Indiana.
Yeah.
And neither did Tennessee, if we're being honest. The only thing that would have came out of playing Indiana was some of the older generation of fans would have kind of rekindled that rivalry a little bit. And for Tennessee, it was kind of like, oh, you beat Indiana? Ooh.
Yeah, it's like, we beat a Big Ten team. It's like, you didn't beat Penn State. You didn't beat Ohio State. You didn't beat Wisconsin.
A Big Ten team that hasn't won
you didn't
a
beat
bowl
Michigan.
game in 3 decades.
Yeah, exactly. Now if it were basketball, that might have been different because Indiana's a historic basketball program. Not so much nowadays. But yes, like you said, 20 years ago, that's when they were good. 20 years ago, that's when they won. That's when they won a bowl game. So, congratulations! They almost lost it. They almost lost it too, and then they had a crazy good comeback. They had an onside kick and everything.
But bottom line, I think that we got a better bowl opponent, and they voted on the best finish to all the bowl games.
Yeah,
and we were number 1.
Yeah. It was a great one. I think it was the best way to end Kentucky's season. John, what did you think? I know you weren't the biggest. I'm not trying to say you weren't the biggest Kentucky football fan, but you're more of the basketball type. So, what was your thoughts, with this game and the adversity we faced throughout the season?
Well, I think with like losing the quarterbacks and coming back, like you said, with Bowden and like making the change and like just committing to like what we do, the running game. Don't try to like be something you aren't, and just focus on what you're good at and excel.
Okay.
And you talked about all the high rushing games, 500-yard games, and also like to close out the season with this many straight wins and awesome comeback bowl game win and beating like Louisville, a huge rival obviously, and an SC win in Vanderbilt, which you two attended. UT
cool.
Martin, they're kind of, we were supposed to kill them, I think. But,
yeah.
But to finish with that momentum and like get those wins, that's just big for everything. Like the program next season, like players, recruits around like high schools everywhere are looking at like what these teams are doing. Like, are they winning football games? And to close with a winning record, 8-5.
Yeah.
Win a bowl game, and like I just think it's huge for like the program, and like it's awesome to see them turn it around and like make the change, adapt, adjust with this adversity.
Oh, you're from Bowling Green. We just got Vito.
I know. That's what I was going to talk about. We got Vito Tisdale, 4-star recruit from Bowling Green High, where I graduated from as a safety.
Cool. That's cool.
I really hope he comes into his own and becomes
So
a big player.
You went to high school with this guy.
know,
So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, like Kentucky, we have I think we're ranked like 20th in the correct me if I'm wrong, Wyatt. You are the recruiting, the 24/7 sports guy. So, I'm pretty sure we're 20th in the rankings for recruits.
I haven't checked since Vito committed, but I can look up real quick.
Yeah, definitely. While we're talking about that, we just want to say that Lynn Bowden and Cash Daniel, they're both big stunt. Well, Lynn Bowden more than Cash Daniel was this year, but you can't discredit what Cash Daniel did throughout his 4 years. He was a dominant linebacker. It seemed like he just had an off year. It had to be senior year, which kind of blows, but still he built the culture around this team along with Lynn Bowden on the offensive side, and it was just great way to send them off as well, So.
Yeah, Cash struggled with a lot of stuff this year. I don't know if you listened to his interview on KSR that he did. He talked about how he had some personal things go on, and he had some concussions, and it was not a good senior year for him. But it was great to see him go out. He led the team in tackles in that bowl game. He played
exactly.
Great. It's probably one of the better games that he's played all season.
If it weren't for him, we lose. It's like it's like one piece of the puzzle. Like it's not complete without that piece. So.
There were a couple times this season where I'd be sitting there watching it, and Cash would would miss a tackle or something. It makes you want to pull your hair out.
Oh,
like in that
I was with you.
In that Vanderbilt game, we had like a 3rd and goal, and he missed a tackle, and Vanderbilt scored a touchdown.
Yes.
It was back to what you asked. We, according to Rivals.com, we are number 19.
So
22 commits.
Yeah,
we got a lot of talent coming in.
Yeah, and the way that Mark Stoops is going to go, and he's also going to be here for a while too. I think he just signed a new contract as well. I think what was it, 3-4 years?
Yeah, and just for the record, we're number 19. We're above Texas, South Carolina, and Florida State in the class of 2020.
That's awesome. That's pretty cool.
That's insane to think that Kentucky football could get recruits like that.
Shout
out Vito.
Yeah, shout out Vito. Yes.
I got a class with Khalil Brandon. He's going to be nasty.
He's a tank.
Been talking about him for a while.
Oh yeah, no, Khalil.
Are we going to call him Khalil though? He doesn't have an H in his name.
We'll go with it.
Khalil Brandon.
Yeah, Khalil Branham. It has the extra syllable. It seems.
It started with Khalil Mack, because that's how he actually says it. Everyone calls him Khalil, which is what people mostly pronounce it. But you hear him on like the Sunday Night Football. He's like Khalil Mack Buffalo, so it's like totally not what.
Buffalo.
And then we switched it to Khalil Whitney, who's on the basketball team this year. Now we're doing for Khalil Brandon.
Khalil on Medcard.
So if you ever meet a Khalil, don't call him Khalil, just call him Khalil. Whether it's right or not.
I can just
see what they say.
If they punch you and you were wrong.
Just hear Chris Collinsworth, his scrawny ass, just sitting there.
I don't like Chris.
Khalil Whitney on the tackle. Or not Khalil Whitney, Khalil Mack.
Khalil Whitney.
The defender is done.
I wouldn't want to be tackled by either one of them.
No, that's
Khalil Whitney is like what, 6'7", 6'8", or something like that.
Whitney, you said?
Yeah. Whitney.
Yeah. No, there's too many Caleb's. You know.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll have to make a
Cool
collab.
name, I like
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I like it. Dig it. Zero respect to Caleb. So, but yeah, just to sum it up again, you know, we had a lot to get to, but one of the main topics we talked about last season was Kentucky football, and they just ended the season on a great note. I couldn't have asked for a better season. Well, it could have been a better season, you know, but
With what
I
was
would
presented to them,
Yeah,
they capitalized completely on what was available.
And you got to give crazy amounts of thanks to the coaching staff. Like, I don't know, like, I feel like any coaching staff could do that, could recover, but to recover from 2 quarterbacks getting injured, 1 out for the entire season for that matter, your starter, and to put a wide receiver who hasn't played quarterback in 3 years, and just do what he does, it's insane. So I just gotta say it was a wonderful season regardless.
I think that after the 2018 season, actually no, I would say after the 2017 season, a lot of people were skeptical about Stoops because of some of the close games that we lost that season.
Yeah.
After 2018, everyone was sold on what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
But people were still skeptical about Eddie Gran. After this season, I think a lot of people are sold on what Eddie Gran's trying to do because they saw what he did. And by the way, one note on Sawyer Smith. I know a lot of people gave him hell because he played so bad against Mississippi State and South Carolina. But the kid had a broken wrist and a separated shoulder in that South Carolina game. I'd like to see anybody throw a ball more than 10 yards with a broken wrist and a separated shoulder. But it does go to show you how tough the kid is.
Yeah, exactly.
He wants to play and he wants to win.
Where he played, it was
Troy.
He went to a Power 5 school, after that, and just dominant. With the circumstances he was facing with his injuries, dude is. I want to see him play healthy. That's the thing.
Healthy Sawyer Smith had.
Well, we saw him in Florida.
Yeah, he played well in that Florida game. We had the lead going into halftime.
Yeah,
I think if he had been able to stay healthy, that Florida game might have had a different outcome.
Yeah, definitely.
Big difference.
It's all in all, the season was totally about adversity and overcoming the odds, and that's what Kentucky's football program is mainly about. It seems like.
What was the quote that Stoops said after the game? The Jordan Wright. For those of you that didn't see it, he had a live stream of everyone in the locker room. Did you see this? Instagram Live.
I forget what he said, but
where Stoops got in front of everybody and he's like, "We don't take shit from anyone."
Yeah, that's what it was.
Right? That's basically how our how the team is.
Yeah, definitely.
Blue collar guys, blue collar coach, and that's how we win games.
Go Big Blue. That's all I gotta say.
Rough and tough.
We're not taking anything from anyone.
That's right. Moving on. Anybody last thoughts on Kentucky football?
Let's do it in 2020.
I agree. We got a loaded class. I don't see why we can't. So, I can't wait. More vlogs coming for that one. So,
we'll probably discuss, more on 2020 come the spring game and all definitely. That. So,
but for now, we're going to transition on. We're going to talk about some NFL a little bit. That's why we have John Wilkins on for us today. As some of you might have noticed, Minnesota Vikings.
Clear your throat, sir.
Relax. The Minnesota Vikings. I just want to throw up every time I freaking say their name. The purple and gold team. Don't say that name. Don't say that.
Me and Calvin are not fans of Mr. Stephon Diggs.
The hideous purple and gold team defeated the New Orleans Saints in overtime in the wild card round.
Not much more needs to be said.
Yes, that's all I'm going to say. So
I got something to say about that. I think. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
I think the NFL overtime is horrible. I think that.
Yes, it is.
I think that if they wanted to, I think they should do something where it's have the NFL overtime like the college overtime, except move the ball back to the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
I think that they should do that because how unfair is it if you score a touchdown on your first drive that the other team doesn't get a chance to respond?
Yeah, that's what
that doesn't make any sense to me. The Packers have had that problem a couple times.
Yeah. 14 and 15, Seattle and the Cardinals.
Yep.
Never got the ball. And they beat us.
It's rough.
Rodgers didn't touch it. So.
But yes, so as you all know, my New Orleans Saints are not in the postseason. anymore. So it feels weird watching it, but it doesn't change the fact that we have a lot of good NFL games that happen over the break. For instance, is the Tennessee Titans run against the Patriots and the Ravens. Like these guys are legit. Now they're playing the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. Something that if you would have asked me preseason, who's going to be in the AFC Championship, I would have said probably Patriots and Ravens. They beat both those teams. And now they're playing the Chiefs, who are lighting it up right now. And on the NFC side, 49ers thankfully beat that awful purple and gold team that we don't just. I'm like the Skip Bayless right now.
They just beat them bad.
Yeah, no.
I knew with the Vikings offensive line they wouldn't.
I don't like the 49ers either. I don't like many NFC West teams.
I don't like really almost the entire NFC. It's pretty small group of teams.
Yeah, exactly. And but yeah, I was just really happy to see the purple and gold team lose to the 49ers. Now we have the Packers going up against the Seahawks. Beat them in Lambeau in 16-degree weather.
We had to beat them. Seattle's my most hated team probably in all of sports, and it's at home. I thought we had a better team. Like they had the quarterback advantage and the coach. I think with Russell Wilson, I think outplayed Rodgers this year.
Yes.
And Pete Carroll, he's won a Super Bowl. And this is Matt LaFleur's first year, even though I do really
knowing that it's Matt LaFleur's first year, that just goes to show like he's setting the bar freaking high.
He's a player's first. There's just a total different energy with this year's Packers team.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They got kind of like a common term they talked about when Mike was our coach was it got stale and like they didn't really reinvent the offense or try and do like new things and players didn't really work close. But this year it's totally different with our free agents that we added and a new coach. They're all enjoying each other as teammates and. They're a lot closer. And it shows on the field and celebrations.
Yeah, Zadarius Smith.
They hang out. Zadarius Smith's the king of sack celebrations.
Former
the Smith Bros. We added Amos, a safety, and an offensive line.
Former Bear, too. So
I know. They got HaHa, we got Amos. I think
you won the deal. You're in the playoffs, So you won your division.
When we played the Bears the second time, he missed a tackle and took somebody out, and we got a big gain off it, so that was funny to see.
Definitely. He's still helping you guys out. Even though he's not on the team.
Now, did you guys beat the Bears both times this year?
Yep, we swept them. We swept our whole division.
Yep, that's
you
awesome.
Lost a division game?
We didn't
that's
lose
really
one.
good.
That is really good.
The best wins, though, out of our division, like the teams, I respect the Bears the most, but I get the most enjoyment out of beating the Vikings. They're just the worst fans. I don't like a couple of their players. And they're one of those teams that, like, their fans, like, talk so much.
Idiots. They're idiots.
That franchise is one of the most unsuccessful franchises. They've been to 4 Super Bowls, 1-0, and they have the most embarrassing playoff losses all the time, I swear.
I just want to say this, Stephon Diggs in the Choppa style, right? I'd do the Choppa style too if I had freaking 2 receptions for 9 yards, 19, excuse me.
Well, none of the teams in Minnesota ever win anything.
Well, good.
Timberwolves suck. Twins can never get past the Yankees. The Wild suck, and the Vikings are the Vikings.
The only thing good to ever come out of
0 wins.
The only thing good to ever come out of Minnesota was the late great Prince, Purple Rain, rest in peace. So that's the only thing good to ever come out of Minnesota. So, Carl Towns, he's pretty cool too. I like Carl Towns. He's new man.
I forgot he was from Minnesota.
No, he's not. He is from Minnesota, isn't he?
Like Towns?
Yeah, he's like from Minnesota, right?
He's from it. I didn't know he was
from Michigan.
We're gonna look this up real quick, but John, I want to get your thoughts on the big title game. You haven't been to a title game.
He's from New Jersey, it says.
Oh well, I'm an idiot. But he's on the Timberwolves. So, but with that being said, John, I'm gonna look at this. So the matchup predictor on ESPN's Football Power Index has San Francisco at a 71.9% chance to win.
I think that's
and the
way
Packers at 28.1%. Now the Packers are 13-3, 49ers 13-3. They beat you earlier in the season by 32 points.
29. I know my Packers scout.
Field goal minus, They're 6-2 at home. You're 6-2 away. So to have a 72 to a 28, how do you feel about this? Like, do you feel like the Packers are being disrespected in this game?
I mean, maybe a little bit, but everybody's been picking the Niners, but I can see why. Like, they got the number 1 seed. They killed us last time we played them. They've got, right now, one of the biggest offensive geniuses right now with Kyle Shanahan. People can't even stop his offense.
It's his first year, too, right? I'm not
Kyle
mistaken.
Shanahan?
Yeah.
No, this is like his second or third or
See,
fourth.
he's
been here for
still
a little
young.
bit.
He's a young
he's
coach.
a young
yeah.
guy for sure. But he's been out of Atlanta. He joined the Niners as a head coach after the
That's
Falcons
right.
choked
That's
that
right.
Super Bowl.
That's right.
But I can definitely see why people are picking the Niners. I mean, they on paper have the better team and better coach. They're at home. Last game's results, you got to consider that as well. But with Aaron Rodgers, I don't think you can count him out. So I think it should be a little higher to give. I think Rodgers and our team. I think our team is better than what people think.
Oh, yeah.
Like overall, people look at our team and they're just like, "Oh, it's Aaron Rodgers," but we're different than what we used to be. It's not just
yeah.
Aaron
Aren't
Rodgers. We're more of a running team, and we have way better defense than we used to have in the past.
Definitely.
Led by Mr. Zadarius Smith.
Yes.
Aren't the
Former
49ers pretty turnover prone too?
Garoppolo will give you turnover opportunities. That's one of our biggest keys to beating them.
He's
we
at
have to
13.
take advantage of those turnovers because he'll fumble the ball, muff a snap, or he'll throw a pickable ball.
He's had 13 interceptions in the year.
Yeah, well, he threw a pretty bad one against the Vikings, I saw.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys can win the turnover battle, not to mention, I think, I got to believe there's a lot of Packer fans that'll travel, and there's a lot of ones that live in California.
yeah,
Rodgers
You'll get a
is
good
from
crowd.
California.
He has the home field advantage himself. Playing there. Where did he play college? Cal.
Cal.
Yep.
That's what
Cal
I thought,
Berkeley.
yeah. So he knows what it's like to play in California. He knows the atmosphere. He's lived there. So I think as the great Stephen A. Smith says, if you want to take this away, John.
Bad man.
Yeah.
He's a bad man.
Yes,
So
he is.
I
Yes, he
just
is.
looked it up, and the Packers are a slightly bigger Vegas underdog than the Titans are. The
And
Titans
that's-
are a 7-point underdog,
Yeah.
and the Packers are a 7.5.
Yeah.
They got the over under at 46.5, which means like 26, 27 to 20. So, so I guess like they're picking it to be a close game.
Yeah. Yeah.
But sorry, I kind of lost my train.
No,
of thought.
we're good. We're good. Yeah, for this one, I mean, we're going to go ahead and predict this one, or we'll save this one for last. Let's go to the AFC Championship game for right now.
All right.
We'll let you have your say on this last, John. Nobody expected the Titans to be in this situation, right? Nobody except them. Nobody except Mike
Hill
Vrabel.
to climb. Like you got to go to New England, like beat Tom Brady.
First up, Tom Brady, before the Chiefs and the Dolphins beat them at Foxborough, they hadn't lost there in 4 years. And to do that in the playoffs, beat them in
First
the playoffs,
round.
First round, wild card round.
That's embarrassing. They just totally ran all over.
The best
Kentucky.
defense in the league.
Number one.
And just scrimmaged them. Oh my, Derrick Henry.
No one's hotter
He was
than
playing
Derrick
like
Henry
Lynn
right
Bowden
now.
out there. If Lynn Bowden were
He's
a
so much
freaking
fun to
tank.
watch. They don't want to tackle him.
His
shine away.
his hair. I'm just gonna say this. It looks like a turd. Like if you ever
It's
just
like-
look at it, it's just
weird.
bunched up together. It looks like it has corn in it and shit.
Yeah.
It's weird. But,
I wouldn't cross him though.
no, nope. Well, Frank Clark is about to.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
What
There was a report I noticed from a notification from Bleacher Report that Chiefs DN Frank Clark said that he didn't think Derrick Henry was that hard to tackle or something of that sort. So he's already starting with some words. And last time that happened with Earl Thomas, he kind of regretted it last week. So we'll
That's
see
right.
if that
He
continues.
turned Earl Thomas
Into a
from
blocker.
linebacker into a lead blocker. So different LB, but so for the Titans, their biggest strength is obviously Derrick Henry. They also have a strong secondary too. I've noticed that they haven't been playing all that great the past couple of games, but also you have a Tom Brady who in the postseason was supposed to do great. They did pretty well in that game. In the second game, you had the Ravens, who are mostly a run offense.
Definitely.
I mean, they can pass. Lamar Jackson has an arm. We're not going to discredit that, but they blew them out. They had the number one offense, and they had a pretty good defense.
They had, I think, the highest rushing yards for a season. of
Yeah,
all
I think they
time.
had the number one offense as well, scoring wise. So now they go in to Kansas City, which is colder. Well, Baltimore was 70 degrees. I think that's
No,
what
it
played
wasn't
favor
cold,
them
yeah.
too. So
This is the toughest. I mean, New England's a tough place to play, but those Kansas City fans in Arrowhead, they
Kansas,
can get
it's
loud.
loud.
This will be the toughest environment. I think,
Yes,
that they
I
play
mean,
in.
if they win this, I'm not going to say they can't win it. I think they can. They beat the Chiefs earlier this year. You know, I don't see why they can't.
I think they've already beaten, you know, the best team in the AFC.
The Ravens.
With the Ravens.
Yeah.
You know, the Ravens were a hot team going into
They went
the playoffs,
14-2, and just like their season, like would their season? Does this season mean like it was wasted? I think so, just because.
Yeah, well, I think they've got something to build from. But if you win 14 games and you've got an MVP,
and you lose to Ryan Tannehill, like I thought losing to Kirk Cousins was bad. But Ryan Tannehill, like, and
I don't think they're going anywhere.
The
like they're still going to be a good team, but like you get first round bye, you got the most wins in the NFL, and you lose your first game at home.
Like that's insane. Like if you give the 3 seed or no the 2 seed, excuse me, home field advantage, like something's wrong. You know, like if you don't win home field advantage, like it's season wasted. You know, so. I'm gonna go ahead and predict this game. You know, it's pretty self-explanatory. As much as I want to choose the Titans, I do think the Chiefs are going to win this game. I think they're going to win it 31-24. And I only say this because Patrick Mahomes might be a little bit stronger than the Titans secondary. And by a little bit, I mean like, you know, about a ruler long. You know, when I'm putting my fingers up. Patrick Mahomes just went off in the Texans game. The Texans, you know, the AFC South for that matter, they know each other pretty much. So I mean, they played the Chiefs earlier this season too. I'm pretty sure they lost that game as well. But you know, it just seems like they just fell off. And then the Titans, they're riding a wave of momentum. I want the Titans to win. Don't get me wrong. I have my scarf and my cup. I'm ready for that. Like if they win, I won't be mad that I got my prediction wrong. However, I do think that Chiefs offense is just stronger than the Titans offense. You know, they have the number 1 leading rusher with Derrick Henry, and Ryan Tannehill has been a stud. You know, ever since
they get some underrated receivers. AJ Brown
could win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, he's a great receiver.
Corey Davis for that matter too.
Davis was a top 5 pick. He's
Tajay Sharp. You know,
Johnny Smith's another young player. Tight end.
AJ Brown. He's on the Titans, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think.
I don't know where he went to.
I think it was Ole Miss. He might have been the one that started the whole like dog peeing on the.
Oh yeah.
I think that was him a couple years ago.
He cursed the Egg Bowl for fact. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and predict it 31-24 Chiefs, but you know, tits up, baby, tits up. That's me. Me and my friend Tyler. He always says watching the tits game like tights. That's what he means. So their slogan is like "Who Dat" or "Go Pack Go." There's this tighten up. Yeah. So we always say tits up. So tits up, you know. So Wyatt, what do you got on this one? I'm pretty much predicting the over/under spread, which is 7. So.
Well, the Titans have been building kind of a model on how they want to win games. They want to run the ball and they want to play tough defense. You know. When it comes to playoffs and, you know, especially, you know, the NFL playoffs, it's not about the best team. It's about who's playing best at that time. Yeah. In every, you know, couple years or so, you'll get a number 6 who will make a run at it. Like, you know, the Packers did it in 2010. Mm-hmm. You know, the Jets did it, but they didn't make it all the way. Yeah. You know, the Giants have done it a couple times. I could see
Giants won it as a wild card when the Patriots went 17-0. So.
Yep. So I think the last number 6 seed to do it was the Packers. It's been almost 10 years. Yeah. So I think
only 2 or 3 have done it of all time. Like,
yeah,
it's just so hard to do.
I think the Titans can do it. I think the Titans will do it. You know, I think, you know, Derrick Henry's a beast, and I think, you know, talking trash to him is the last thing you want to do.
That's true. That is true.
I think that was a mistake.
I think the Titans get it done. You know, they've already shown that they can slow down a dynamic offense like the Ravens can't, the Ravens. Arrowhead will be a tough place to play, so they'll have to make sure that, you know, if they can consistently run the ball down, right at the Chiefs, that, you know, they get a decent lead, take the crowd out of it a little bit. Because there's nothing more demoralizing to a crowd in a defense when you're just running the ball right at them.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. You look at the Chiefs' defense; they allowed 31 to Houston, and they lost. Houston lost. If you score, it's earlier in the Saints season, they scored 46 points and lost.
This is the Chiefs' defense is the worst defense they've played this postseason.
Yeah, exactly. So if this is the time for Derrick Henry to turn up if he doesn't. But so what was your final score again?
Final score. I think it's going to be something kind of weird. I'm going to say the Titans win 29 to... I'm going to say 29-22.
22.
29-22.
Interesting. I like this.
Plus or minus 3.
Nice. John?
I hate to pick them. I want the Titans to win.
Yeah,
so
it
but I
hurts
got
me
the
to do
Chiefs,
that.
34-27. Big reason why is because when you see how the Titans, like, they played the Patriots. Patriots offense, they were in a gutter. They couldn't score. They just didn't have the weapons. Tom didn't have anybody to throw it to. Edelman, for, of course, the worst time.
Yeah.
He's dropping the ball. Apparently, I think I heard he led the league in, like, dropping passes or something. So then, and that was Tom's number one guy. And
the
then,
beard was weighing him down.
And then the Ravens, they're a great offense, but they're built just like the Titans. They're supposed to get the lead and sustain it because they're a running team.
Yeah.
So the Titans, they did the opposite. They got the lead, and the Ravens couldn't come back. They can throw, but they can't really put themselves back in the game because all season they've been blowing out teams. The Ravens, they hadn't really had any experience of, like, in those comeback games, and, like, their running teams kind of have a hard time of coming back.
Yeah, definitely.
The Chiefs, they're the complete opposite. Like, you saw it on Sunday against the Texans. They were down 24-0, and it was absolutely
they scored,
nothing.
what was it?
No lead.
48 unanswered points.
Exactly.
That's,
no lead.
That's impressive.
Will be big enough to keep the Chiefs out of it. And, like, Mahomes at Arrowhead with all those weapons. I like the Titans' defense, but with the arsenal Mahomes has in his own stadium, like, I think he's going to light them up a little bit.
Oh, didn't the Chiefs lose more home games than away games this year, though?
Yes, they did. Yeah,
They did.
So they weren't.
We beat them, but they didn't have Mahomes.
Let me check this. Yeah, well, they didn't lose them, but they were 5-3 at home. They went 12-4. So all of their losses came at home. Their only road loss, I'm pretty sure, was. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was one of their AFC West teams. Was it? I don't think it was the Chargers. No, because Phillip Rivers was really butt this year.
Oh, it was the Titans at Tennessee.
That's. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot.
It's back on November.
I knew
10th.
that. Yeah, that was a big game. I knew they lost to the Titans. Why was I thinking it was at Kansas City? But
That was at Nissan.
yeah, I've been to Nissan. It's a really pretty stadium. It's really
Good
nice.
fans,
Really
good place.
nice.
We had season tickets there for a while. It used to be called LP Field.
Yep.
I loved it when it was called
It's
Nissan. It's okay. Don't get over it.
Yeah. It's no Foxborough or anything, you know.
I know that.
It's no AT&T Stadium or Mercedes-Benz
Lambeau
Superdome.
Field.
Lambeau needs a little renovation.
Well, that's part of it. You go there and you're like, this is
It's
a
the
farm field here.
nostalgia, you know. Like,
But it's an all-time stadium. It's
where you're in somebody's backyard. That's
the bleachers.
That's pretty cool.
It's its own experience.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I went there
That's
one
pretty
time. It was awesome.
So, all right. So me and John had the Chiefs, and
I got the Rocky Top Tennessee Titans.
I hope Wyatt's right. I hope
I do
we're
too.
wrong.
I want us to be wrong. So I hope you're right.
By the way, I tweeted out when I was watching the Titans game. I said, "Would it be weird to play Rocky Top?"
It would be.
Because they just.
You see,
It was right after they recovered a fumble and went up by like 3 touchdowns.
yeah, you just hear it in the background with the band playing, you know. So, John, we're gonna let you give a little monologue for your Packers, a little pep talk for them.
Pep
You know,
talk.
you're a huge
Give us a
Packers
Ryan
fan.
Lemon pep talk.
You have been waiting for this moment for
I
what,
know.
4 years now? It's been 4 years since you've been to the playoffs.
Oh, it's been 2. We missed 2 seasons, and then 2016 it was ugly.
you went,
The
like
Falcons
what,
crushed
3 straight 7-9?
No, it was 2. We had 2.
Two. Gotcha.
So we
So
made
it's just been a while since you've been to the playoffs.
Oh yeah, for
so.
sure.
But even then, you guys.
We had made it so many years in a row. Once you don't make it, you kind of realize like the importance
last
of it.
time
You
you-
appreciate it more because like we didn't make it 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
It just sucked not being in it.
See, the last time you guys went this far to the championship game, what was it against the Seahawks?
Well, we did lose to them, but 2016 we got to the NFC Championship. And Atlanta blew us out.
Atlanta, that's what it
We
was,
had nobody at corner, and we had an undrafted guy on Julio Jones, so that was a long game
Well,
for him.
Atlanta sucks now, and they're not in it now. So,
I don't like Matty Ice.
them dirty birds.
I do
Freaking
not
hate-
like the Falcons.
I hate the Falcons, as you know. But let's hear your little pep talk. You know, I want to. If say you're Zadarius Smith trying to warm up the defensive line. You know, just what's
I know he's an all-time influence or whatever. It was
yeah.
awesome. That's one of my favorite players on the team already. Him and Devontae.
Oh yeah. What's your
I just think like this game, like we don't have any like fear about this team. Like once you already get beat that bad the first time, like you just have nothing to lose. Everybody's picking the Niners. All the analysts. One analyst was like, no shot. Like, Niners are winning. They're going to win big. Like, people don't even think it's going to be, like, a better game than last time.
Yeah.
So you can just go out there, play your game. There's nothing to be worried about. Everybody's picking us to lose.
Well, the last time
Aaron Rodgers is a magician.
Last time you guys... Was Devontae Adams in that game? Or was he out with turf toe in that game?
He was playing, but he had recently came back.
It was his first game back,
still lingering.
right?
Second one.
Second one?
Came back against the Chargers.
Yes.
But
you
pretty
guys
recently,
lost that game too, so...
Yeah, we lost that one as well. So now he's, like... really feeling good. Obviously, he's had a lot of time since that game, and we have not lost since we last played them.
Exactly.
And we're riding high right now. I think we're a very confident team. I don't think our team will be very like flustered in that game at all.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
Especially having already played one playoff game, so all those guys that had never played a game before, they've got one under their belt.
Exactly.
And a lot of our key players have played many playoff games.
You're playing in the warm weather too, so
Warm weather.
Like, it's
Santa Clara.
Nothing to worry about. And also, the Niners Stadium, like. They let Atlanta go in there and beat them this year. Like,
exactly.
And then 3 losses, 2 of them were at home. So
yeah.
And Seattle beat them at their place, and we beat Seattle. I know that you can do that game for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm just saying, like, you can win in that environment. It's not like Kansas City or Seattle. Seattle did lose a lot at home.
It's not a well-known place. Like, you can go in.
Last year,
you can go into Lambeau. You can go
they
into
had 10
Foxborough.
fans in there when they were losing.
Yeah, exactly.
They're bandwagon right now.
It's San Francisco in general. So let's go ahead and give final scores for this one. I'm going to pick the Packers. I think the Packers can get it. I think they're all around a better team defensively. And that's saying something.
We don't get credit for that. People think, I heard someone say the Niners, like, other than quarterback, are better than us at every position. I think that's totally wrong.
Well, you guys, when you played with the Vikings the second time, you just smashed Dalvin Cook's mouth in.
Well, he didn't play in that game actually, Dalvin Cook.
What?
We just smashed Kirk.
Well,
they could not block us.
That's
they
why
couldn't block our O line.
That's why I never saw him in there. That's okay. I'm sorry.
The first time though, they had Cook and we still beat him.
I think that's what I was thinking.
Okay,
but even then, regardless, you smashed their whole offense in. And I'm not saying that the Vikings offense is better than the 49ers. Mm-hmm. 49ers defense is scary. I will say that.
We have to block. We have a right tackle was out the last time we played them,
mm-hmm.
and he's like one of the best players at his position, Brian Balaga. Mm-hmm. So it'll be huge to get him back to handle like Nick Bosa. We had like some bum on Nick Bosa last game. You're not gonna. You're not going to get good results.
We had some bum.
He was like a third stringer, and Bosa was just whipping the whole game.
All right, John, I'm gonna call this one. Okay, I'm gonna pick the Packers to win.
By the way, for people who don't know, me and Calvert and a group of friends and Wyatt as well, hopefully if he can come, are going to be watching the game. He's going to be in a Packers jersey.
I'll be rooting for the Packers, man. I'm telling you.
Give me a good time.
Before that, I'll have my Titans scarf on, my Titans cup, and then after that, I'll be wearing my
Rocky Top.
I'll be wearing my Randall Cobb jersey. So so it's gonna be very fun atmosphere here at Boyd Hall in Kentucky. I'm gonna pick the score it's gonna be very high scoring, and I think it's gonna come down to a field goal. But a comeback
Mason
though.
Crosby, a lot of
it's
experience.
Gonna be a comeback.
He's got a lot of gray hair. He's seen it all.
He's going to walk out in the field with a walker.
That's what Wyatt always says about
That's
it.
right. Well, I'm going to pick 45-42. I think it's going to be
high
scoring.
On the Niners defense, 45 points.
Well, both defenses are great, but this defense, obviously you guys gave up 38 to them. Mm-hmm. But Aaron Rodgers wasn't hitting his stride. I think
there's a lot of factors people don't talk about.
He was a kind of bad
Adams
man.
is a lot healthier. The right tackle's back.
Yeah.
And we're just playing better. Like, we're clicking better. And Rodgers has played a lot better as well.
You can say it. Just go ahead and say it.
What, the game?
No, just what Stephen A. says. What's he always say? He's a bad man. Like, he's good. I trust
playoffs.
In the
played
playoffs.
Terrible. Last couple of games, everybody was like, he's going to be terrible.
We had this argument
He's in the
earlier
decline.
in the season. It was me, you, Jack, and Casey. Who would you rather have in this point? Drew Brees or Aaron Rodgers? I picked Drew Brees. Well, Drew Brees isn't in this shit anymore.
Made a
so I'm
mistake,
going with
Cal.
Aaron Rodgers. So
I would have picked Aaron Rodgers regardless.
Thank you, Wyatt.
Sorry
Thank
for the
you, Wyatt.
disrespect, but
it's okay.
you know.
It's okay. Well, at least you guys made it. I'm very happy for you.
At least you guys made it.
Yeah.
Just when I
You've
thought
made
I
it.
heard
You made it this far. I was wrong. My Super Bowl
Calvin admits
prediction.
defeat.
Yeah, you just used to it at this point. You know, it's just
Yeah.
just
Well,
so
when
sad.
we had a rough stretch of playoff losses as well, from 13 to 15.
yeah.
After the first couple, it just doesn't hurt as much. Like I don't think this one.
You're damn right it
I
doesn't.
don't think this past Minnesota game got you too upset or whatever.
I was just sitting there.
After our 24
I wasn't.
Seattle loss,
I wasn't.
was
I
like,
wasn't sad. I was
nothing can be worse.
disappointed. That's what it was. I'm going 45-42 Packers. Wyatt, what you got? I don't like that topic.
I'm gonna take the Packers in this. I don't know. I don't trust Jimmy G. I think he's too turnover prone. And Zadarius he's an animal.
I love that
and,
man.
I think the Packers defense is gonna get it done. I think it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be low scoring though. I'm gonna disagree with you there.
Oh, nice.
I'm thinking.
I'm calling a shootout like the Saints and 49ers.
Okay.
I'm thinking. We'll go 30-27.
Low scoring.
Compared to yours, yes.
Fair is fair. I like it. 30-27. So it's
Yeah.
still a 3-point game though.
Yeah. Still
Okay, I had a 3-point game. Which John, when I hear this,
Mine's gonna be a little bit lower than his. It's like 27-24. I got the Packers.
Well, that was my second choice.
that's some
Yeah.
Cynthia Freeland shit right there.
But I think we definitely, the biggest thing I think we have to do is block that D-line. Everybody loves that D-line. They talk about how good it is, all the first-round picks.
Yeah.
And then also we have to contain Kittle. We're not going to stop him. He's a beast. Tight ends have given us trouble.
He's
all
gonna get
year.
at least a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, hopefully one.
Hopefully.
Not a
Hopefully 0.
I hope if he gets 90 yards and a touchdown, I will gladly take that. But we just need to get him under control. We can't give up. We had a lot of, last time we played him, we gave up some free touchdowns. I feel like he had one, he was wide open. People just completely missed the assignment. We can't be doing that in a playoff game, especially the NFC Championship.
You're nervous, aren't you?
Well, a big underdog and everybody's picking your team to lose. I think it's less nervousness because you're we're not supposed to win. But last week I was crazy nervous. I was like, we're supposed to win. Russell Wilson gets me on edge more than any other player in the NFL.
See, that's what makes it a lot easier, like a sigh of relief. It's because that's what with the Saints and Vikings, I always have to bring this up because I want to play too. That's my attitude right now. Well, with that game, everybody picked the Saints, and I'm like, well, shit, we're gonna lose now.
I like being the team.
If you're the underdog, everybody's gonna be rooting for you.
Even
That's the thing.
We were favored to beat Seattle, but if you watch all the big shows in national media, everybody picks Seattle.
Yeah,
to win.
exactly.
Russell Wilson, he can win in Lambeau, and without education, they're the better team.
Yeah.
I didn't agree, but
Now with this game, we all have it by 3. You have 27-24.
Actually, I'm going to change my prediction.
Damn. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I'm going
go
to change
ahead.
my prediction.
Go ahead.
I'm going to say, similar to what I had, I'm going to say 27-23, but I think Aaron Rodgers throws a crazy touchdown pass at the end, similar to what was
Hail
it?
Mary,
No,
2015.
not
the
a Hail
Lions.
Mary, but it's that crazy pass he threw against the Cowboys a couple years ago where the dude barely got his feet
Jared
in
Cook.
bounds.
Jared
Oh,
Cook.
Jared
Yeah,
Cook.
I could see one of those plays happening, and then they get a crazy touchdown pass or something like that at the end of the game. So I'm going to go 27.
I definitely think there will be one crazy all-time Rodgers throw in the
So-
game, whether we win or lose.
Now that we have it by 3, why it had to be different. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong.
I was just going to ask a question. So since we have it by 3, do you think it's going to be by a field goal? Or do you think it's just going to be by a touchdown? We take the lead. Say, not we, sorry. I keep thinking I'm in it. But
I keep thinking
I keep thinking, I'm on the Packers. I want to play.
Put me in, coach.
I'm going to say...
Rudy. Crosby.
I could see Crosby. I'm going to say Crosby game winner, or he takes the lead.
That's right.
48.
That's how last year's ended. We had a field goal kick to win it. So, you were on season 3, episode 1, season 4, episode 1. History could repeat itself like last year. So, I'm just trying to help. I'm trying to help you.
For sure.
Should I have picked the 49ers to give you a little bit more edge? Nah.
Well, everybody else is.
Yeah, I might as well. No, I'm kidding. So we all have the Packers. So we have So you have a Packers Titans,
Yeah. I will say this, though.
and we have Packers Chiefs.
You know, I think both of these games are going to come down to the wire. I don't see a blowout in either one of them.
Yeah.
I picked both of the away teams. Now, whether they'll both win, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I do think that at least one of the away teams will win in these games. So like
At
the
least.
Packers or the Titans at least will win.
Yeah. So you're going with, like, respect. Yeah, like, not respectful, excuse me. It is, but you're going safe. You know, it's like I'm picking one of them. I'm picking both just to make sure.
I picked them both, but I think at least one of them
Yeah,
is going to
exactly.
win.
Yeah, I agree. That's a fair statement to make. You know, so we have about 5 minutes left. We're going to wrap this up with a little bit of Kentucky basketball. They play in about 45 minutes. They play against Arkansas. They're just coming off a very upsetting loss against South Carolina. They are now 12-4 on the season. So what, John, does Kentucky need to do to win this game?
I think they need to, I think Richards gotten into foul trouble, early last game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we need guys to make themselves available and quit taking themselves away. And then Maxey, I need a big game out of him. I think it's been a while, hasn't it, since he had
Louisville game.
Yeah, so
And
I
even
think he
then,
needs to catch fire. We just need to get back on track.
Yeah.
Start playing our game and just get a win. Don't worry about the score or how you're playing. Just win.
yeah, and even then, with that Louisville game too, it was that everybody says it's a Nick Richards game, but Nick Richards didn't have 27 points. Like come on, give Maxey credit. But I understand where he's coming from. So, Wyatt, you've been very critical of this team here recently. Let's hear some input.
So, I think this team has been playing a lot harder recently. I think that kind of started in the Ohio State game. They didn't win, but I thought they played well. And then, we played really, really hard. I think we probably played our best game of the season against Louisville.
Yes,
And,
that Kentucky team can win it all.
that team has the ability to make a good run.
Yeah,
The team that we saw against South Carolina the other night, that first half team was good.
yeah.
That second half team was like watching Kevin Knox. It was like watching
For those
Kevin
of you,
Knox
for
team.
those of you who don't understand Wyatt's hatred for Kevin Knox, he hates Kevin Knox. He
I
hated
hated
that
that whole
team.
team.
Yeah,
because they
PJ's first year.
yeah, well, because just like when we were freshmen, they had a 14-point lead at South Carolina and blew it.
Yeah,
So I think that my criticism with this team is they need to learn how to close teams out.
yeah.
Because we had a good lead against South Carolina in the second half, and we went 4 or 5 minutes without a basket.
Yeah, it was. They had quite a drive.
And I think that they had 20 offensive rebounds.
They got
They got a lot of second chance points.
That's how we lost the Evansville game. Is we couldn't offensive rebound, and we allowed too many offensive rebounds.
I mean, that's how we won the Louisville game.
Yeah.
Because we rebounded so well.
Oh yeah, no, we quickly shut Nora down and just would not let him touch the ball. It was a beautiful sight to see. So.
But I think that with this team, they show spurts of greatness, and then there's other times where they make you want to pull your hair out.
That's Kentucky in a nutshell.
All of
yeah,
athletics.
Yeah, any athletics. It's like they'll either make you jump up and down for joy, or rip your hair out, or both. Just going crazy. So,
But I think that Nick Richards has really kind of blossomed into the player that we all thought that he could be when he stepped on campus.
Yeah.
His first couple years, he made you want to pull your hair out. Now he's arguably the best player on the team.
yes, definitely.
So I think that
The most valuable asset by far.
yeah, I think I do like the physicality that this team's playing with. I think we did get screwed on a couple calls in the South Carolina game.
Yeah,
I think I saw.
Tyrese Maxey technical was bogus.
Yeah.
It was.
But I like the physicality that they're playing with.
Yeah.
But we need to not get in foul trouble.
Yeah, we won't. It was like the Alabama game last year. We lost to Alabama at Alabama, and we should have called a timeout. When we got to our side of the court, and we didn't. We should have called a timeout when quickly hit that shot. Come SEC tournament, we're gonna beat South Carolina by 30. It's just bound to happen. Not 30. I'm not gonna say that. Probably 15 or 20. So
Yeah.
But for this Arkansas game, just stay out of foul trouble. That's the main thing. And I think going on the road after a game. What was it, Wednesday? So they have Thursday, Friday. They have 2 days rest on travel and everything. So it's going to be kind of difficult for them, in my opinion. However, I do think they get it done in the end. So.
Well, not to mention, Arkansas is a better team. I did read that Arkansas has sold this game out, and ESPN has Arkansas at a 65.5% chance to win the game.
Yeah,
Arkansas does have a better record than Kentucky right now.
Yeah, they do have a good team. I will not discredit Arkansas. They have a good team this year.
Arkansas has a good team.
Yeah.
I don't know. John, you can go ahead and pick before I do, because I don't know who to pick here.
I think just coming off the loss, like we already lost 4 games this year. I just can't see a 5th loss this early in the season. I think they'll get it done. It'll be a tough game though. They're a high quality team.
Yeah. What score do you think?
We haven't been scoring much this year. I don't think, like as far as way up there. So I'm gonna say.
Let me think.
It's gonna be a close one. Maybe 74-68. I'm gonna say Kentucky.
I dig it. It's just really hard. I mean, it hasn't happened very much.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kentucky wins this one. I think they win it just because of the fact that we've already lost 2 straight games in a row. They're both neutral sites. I don't see us losing 2 road games in a row though.
Yeah,
it's very hard for Kentucky basketball to lose 2 games in a row. They always bounce.
Doesn't usually happen.
They always bounce back after a loss.
That's what I'm basing it off.
It's rare, if you lose one of those games. So I do think Kentucky's going to get this one. I think it's going to be 78-71. I think we're going to get close to the 80s. I think it's going to be a 3-point shooting matchup for both teams.
I'm going to pick Kentucky to win. We'll say 74-70 plus or minus 3.
So they could win by 7 or could win by 1.
Yeah. But I would not be surprised if Arkansas beat us.
Yeah.
It really depends.
Arkansas is a good team.
Arkansas is a good team, and really depends on if we show up.
Yeah.
If we don't show up, and we, if we have a good lead in the second half and we can't hold on to it.
100% after the whole game.
Yeah, we gotta play
2 halves. Come on, we gotta keep it going.
Definitely.
Can't just play 1 half.
All right, gentlemen. We have reached the end of the first episode of season 4. John, I want to thank you for joining us as usual. It's always very fun. We got the UFC matchup later tonight. Who you got in that one? McGregor or Cowboy?
I'm going Cowboy.
You going Cowboy? Nice.
just for the heck of it.
I don't like McGregor, but I'm picking him.
I can't stand Conor McGregor. Cowboy.
Cowboy.
You better know you never pick a fight with anybody wearing a cowboy hat.
I dig it. John, would you like to give any shout-outs before you end the episode?
Shout out to Buster and Jack Nichols over here, your roommates.
Nice.
Jack's a tech guy. Buster's a high quality person. Had a good time with them last night hanging out. He's going to be the coach of our intramural basketball team.
Oh, interesting. Can't wait.
So they're good guys. Got to give. They're standing here, enjoing the show, hanging out, being polite. Good guys.
Definitely. I'm gonna give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to. This is a good question. I didn't think about this. I'm gonna give a shout out. I'm gonna give a shout out to Jen Smith. She was my former journalism 101 professor. Great journalist. She's now Wyatt's. She's now Wyatt's professor. She's a great person all around, and I don't know if she listens to this, but if she does,
Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 1 to 1:50.
That's right. Well, Wyatt said so. But shout out Jen Smith. I was thinking somebody. So, Wyatt, who you got?
I'm going to give a shout out to all the listeners. John for being here, season 4. Shout out to my voice for making me laugh.
I was about to say shout out to Mucinex PM or whatever.
Dayquil or whatever.
That's right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you listening to this first episode. It should be uploaded here kind of before the Arkansas game, so if our predictions aren't on time, that's okay. But we just want to say thank you for listening, and we hope to see you next time. So have a wonderful night and a pleasant tomorrow.
Who dat? Oh, never mind.
All right, you ain't on it. See you guys later. Yeah, sure. Why are you mad? You dickhead.
He's pissed at me. How long was it?
109.
That's a record.